Today what we're going to be looking at is making some jewellery with dried flowers in. Now, I dried some flowers a while ago. If you've seen that video, that will show you how to do it. The link will be above. But what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be putting some petals from those dried flowers into some resin jewellery. So, without too much further ado, let's get on. I've mixed my resin up now, and as you can see, it's virtually free of bubbles. I'm not sure if you can see that. I do that mixing like this. Tap that link and it will show you how I mix. And what I'm going to be doing to start with is I'm going to be popping a little bit of resin into each one of the moulds that I want to use to cast my resin dried flower jewellery. Resin's now been in these little jewellery moulds for about 10 minutes, which is enough time for any bubbles to rise to the top, prick them out and get rid of them. And now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be popping the petals in them really where I want them to be. Might help if this wasn't sticky. So what I will do is I will individually put them in, not that one because it's curly, where I want them and how I want them, and then I will leave this to cure and to really get quite tacky before I put in my last pouring of resin. So I've put all the leaves in these now, and when I turn these out, some of these I will really like, and some of them I probably won't like, but we will have to see. Now, putting them in the bangle, because I've got a bit of resin in there already, I'm literally just going to go round and poke them into this bangle by opening up the bangle mould, popping the leaf in where I want it, and then, or the petal, just popping it in. There we go. And then closing it back up again. And then when I do the next layer on this, I will actually probably pop some more in it as well, so that it gives it more of a even look throughout the actual bangle, as opposed to them all being just one side. These have been now curing for about 2 hours and they're ready for their final top up. So I'm just going to pour the clear resin now in and fill all these moulds up where I've put the petals. Now, what I'll do is I'll give this about 10 minutes, then I'll go over it with my hot gun, my air gun. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just putting some resin in this bangle. And then I'm going to put some more petals in there, the same as what I did before. And then I will fill it up as well. But that's those done. We'll leave them now to cure for about 24 hours and then we'll come back to them. These have now been curing for 48 hours. I just didn't get a chance to get back to them within 24 hours. So they're well and truly cured now. And so all we have to do now is to demold them and have a look and see what they look like. And as you can see, that bracelet now has come out absolutely beautiful. I'm really pleased with how that has come out and how the dried petals can be seen in there. So let's just undo the rest. And like I said before in the video, some of these I will really like and some of them I won't like as much. And it's difficult to really see until you've done the full demold of them. I love this part. I love demoulding. There's something about it that is really satisfying. So these are the finished products. I'm really pleased with how they've come out. I actually don't dislike any of them. I think they've all got their own little charm. They could be made into pendants, key rings, or hang on the tree at Christmas if you really would like. I think the bracelet itself has come out beautiful as well. And I think really what you could do is, I mean, I've just really used 2 colours here, but I mean, I shall be going around collecting all the yellows up and the blues and different colours. And, you know, you can really make, quite easily, some very effective jewellery with resin and dried flowers. If, like me, you like to cast your jewellery pieces that are a little bit substantive and a little bit thicker, and I do, because I think they look better, and actually, I think they look better value for money, then you might find that the normal jump rings that you want to buy or use aren't actually big enough to go through it. Easily make a small jump ring like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly show you how to make that, and I will put the list of tools that I use in the description of this video and a link to where you can buy them. So you just need a little bit of jewellery wire like this, and this is silver plated jewellery wire, and you just need to poke that through the hole. Then you just bring both pieces of wire together like so. You take your round nosed pliers like this and bring them down to where you want that loop to actually start. You kind of off center it a little bit like that, then wrap that round either once or twice around the round nose pliers that you're using, and that will create your loop for your chain. And then you take this back around there and you wrap that, keeping your wires fairly even and not crossed over, around your loop as many times as you wish to the effect that you've got. Then when you get to that bit there, that's where I will take my wire cutters and I will cut that off there like so. Just take another piece of set of pliers and I will bend that in there like that, and there we go. You now have a nicely positioned hoop to use and put your chain through. And you can make these bits as different lengths. See, that one I've made a little bit shorter. So let me just show you that one more time. The hole that you've either drilled or not. You bring these 2 wires together like so. You then get your round nose pliers to where you want to make the loop. I'm going to make this quite a short one this time. You wrap that round there, open up your pliers so you can pass it through there, to the bottom again, and then underneath you go, wrap it round once, twice, 3 times till it's in the point that you need it there, which is in the middle of that bit. Take your wire cutters, cut it off so it's in the middle, and then take your flat nose pliers and just bend it in there. And you can still, you know, this is quite a nice wire. It's quite flexible, and there you go. You've got a nice finish to it. Then you pop your chain through the loop that you've made, and then you've got a nice pendant necklace that will hang really well and won't hang at an angle because you've got that nice loop there. And there we go. And if you don't want to use chain, and some people don't, there's lots of different alternatives you can get. You can also get leather, really easy, just with a bit of jewellery wire, some round nose pliers, some flat nose pliers, and some wire cutters. And they're not expensive, but if you're going to make a lot of jewellery, they're well worth investing in, because it does make a real big difference to how these will hang and how they will look and for you to be able to sell them. Aren't a subscriber, please subscribe. All my channel is about helping and supporting beginners in resin. And please leave a comment below if you have any other ideas or different ways of doing things than I've shown you. Thank you very much. Bye.